I already talked about the Orlando Disney parks in two separate videos, but what about the chum bucket to Disney's Krusty Krab? Yup, today I'll be talking about Universal Orlando. Me and my family went there once in the summer of 2018, and I will say, it was a pretty good park. While Universal has spots that are either rough around the edges, are way past their prime, or just complete garbage, Universal does prove to be a premium theme park experience with many world-class attractions that will blow audiences away. But there is one attraction today that I will be talking about that isn't really any of those things, and that is Skull Island Reign of Kong. I want to make a few things clear. Reign of Kong isn't a bad ride. It's just kind of an okay experience that doesn't really do anything spectacular, nor does it infuriate me. The queue is kind of cool, the screen portions are fine, however the real highlight is the huge King Kong animatronic at the end, which really carries the ride for me. Oh, and there's some cool back animatronics at the beginning. It just sort of took the tram tour portion in Hollywood, but it did add some new elements to make it feel like its own thing. My biggest problem with the ride isn't to do with it itself, but how thematically inconsistent it is with the rest of Islands of Adventure. You see, Islands of Adventure has a central theme of various islands themed to a specific work or genre, whether that's classic comic strips, fantasy novels, myths and legends, or children's books. Skull Island Reign of Kong is the odd one out, as it's just placed smack dab in the middle of Jurassic Park and Toon Lagoon with no thematic cohesion. It's kind of like how Disney just put a Finding Nemo show in Dino Land USA for no reason, making it feel so thematically inconsistent within its land. The official map of Islands Adventure does put Reign of Kong in its own land, however, it's literally the only thing there with nothing else to tie it in. Skull Island's mediocrity and its inconsistency with the rest of Islands of Adventure is really why I think that it should just go. But not now. I'm not saying this ride has to close immediately. I'm just saying in like 5 years at the earliest. There's already a lot more attractions that should be replaced long before Universal even thinks about laying a finger on Kong. This hypothetically should happen later rather than sooner. So what would I want to hypothetically replace Reign of Kong? Well, I think given what my favorite movie franchise is, it'll be obvious, and I won't drag the suspense, but it's a Jurassic Park attraction. Heck, this land originally was going to be planned for an expansion to the Jurassic Park land with a Jeep Safari ride. Now, I have two ideas for what could go here. The first one is to bring Jurassic World Adventure over at Universal Beijing here in America. The ride there looks absolutely amazing and honestly puts some rides in America to shame. The question you might have is if Jurassic World Adventure could fit where Skull Island Reign of Kong is. Now, Islands of Adventure is pretty landlocked with little room for expansion, and Kong at first glance looks pretty narrow in space, but it's actually kind of big. Now, I couldn't find any exact numbers on how big Jurassic World Adventure is in Beijing, but I'll estimate it to be about the size of the Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man at Islands of Adventure because it has the same ride system. So I took some measurements via Google Earth, and an attraction the size of Spider-Man could potentially fit in this land. I made sure to measure both length and width-wise. We can't expand past this thing, as this is the water reservoir for River Adventure. Now, option 2 instead is building a brand new attraction from the ground up. I was thinking about a dark ride similar to Dinosaur at Animal Kingdom where you go through the various ecosystems in the Jurassic franchise and encounter many dinosaurs along the way. This ride shouldn't be canon to the franchise, allowing for complete creativity. Go crazy with this all you want. Look, I really like what Disney did with Galaxy's Edge, but it having to be canon to the franchise really drags it down just a little bit for me. You could enter into a cave or aviary where there are pteranodons nesting, and then you'll see like a big Quetzalcoatlus. You can encounter some herbivores along the way, get stalked by a Therizinosaurus, encounter a Spinosaurus or Velociraptors. The possibilities are endless. This attraction would add new variety to the Jurassic Park land as it would now have 3 unique kinds of attractions: a water ride, a roller coaster, and a dark ride. So this is what I'd want to hypothetically replace Skull Island Reign of Kong. I'll say this again. This doesn't need to happen now. This is just fun speculation as I like thinking of new innovative experiences for theme parks. Universal already has a lot on their plate with Epic Universe opening in a few months and Rip Ride Rockit closing in September this year. Thank you for watching this video.